Experiment 5. Design and analysis of a differential amplifier with active load. There are 4 objectives. First objective is to design and analyze a differential amplifier with active load for the given specification using 2 different methods, that is potential distribution method and analytical method. Second is to perform DC analysis and obtain the DC operating points, small signal parameters and node voltages. The third objective is to perform AC analysis and obtain DC gain, 3 dB frequency and unity gain frequency and verify the slew rate. The fourth objective is estimate the gain and output impedance of both circuits. So what are the specifications here? Supply voltage is 1.8 volts, gain 40 dB, ICMR minus is 0.8 volts, ICMR plus is 1.6 volts, load capacitance is 10 picofarad, slew rate is 5 volts per microsecond, and the gain bandwidth product is 5 megahertz. Okay, so you already learned the concept in ASAD about the differential amplifier. So the differential amplifier is an analog circuit with 2 inputs and 1 output, in which the output is ideally proportional to the difference between the 2 voltages. So it is a type of electronic amplifier that amplifies the difference between 2 input voltages but suppresses any voltage common to the 2 inputs. Okay, so you can refer the Razavi textbook. So what is the for more understanding about the theoretical aspects? Okay, so you can see here what is the experimental procedure to be done for this. So the first method is differential amplifier with active load using PDM method. So you have to choose the length of NMOS and PMOS as 500 nanometer, that is 2 to 3 times of L minimum, that is 180 nanometer, and width is 2 micrometer initially, and select VDC voltage with DC voltage as 1.8 volts for the VDD, and the value at the input of gate terminal of the NMOS and PMOS are calculated using the algorithm for finding the DC operating points and PDM method. And what is the second step is draw the basic with the length of NMOS and PMOS as 500 nanometer. Okay, and the width W as initially, that means we are taking W is equal to we are not giving the width for that, just take as W. Select VDC voltage with DC voltage as 590 millivolts, 0 volts and 180 millivolts for gate, source and drain of NMOS. Then that is M0. Then 900 millivolts, 180 millivolts and 900 millivolts at gate, source and drain voltages of NMOS, that is M1 or M2, and 900 millivolts and 1.8 volts and 900 millivolts as gate, source and drain terminal for PMOS, that is M3 of M4. Okay, so the value at the input of gate terminal of the NMOS and PMOS are calculated using the algorithm for finding a DC operating points and PDM method. Okay, so then you know the procedure. From the cell view, select launch ADL to open the simulator and then perform the DC analysis by plugging in the appropriate parameters to obtain the simulated graphs. Okay, what is the next step? In the analog environment window, select variables, copy from cell view and give the values of W as 2 micrometer, because initially we have taken W as W only. Okay, then in window select analysis, choose select DC and then component parameter, choose select component and select NMOS or PMOS and select SIMW option, that is then start and stop the voltages as 400 nano to 50 micro to get the graph of ID versus W. Okay, then you know already, because you already done in DICD lab. So then select outputs to be plotted and select the drain node for ID current in the schematic and set the Y axis for NMOS and source current for PMOS, then run the simulation to see the results. Okay, so then you get ID versus W graph is obtained for different values of W. So the W value is corresponding to ID value of 50 microamps and 25 microamps current for the respective graphs, and the transistor is noted down. Okay. So after that, the calculated W values are replaced for the PMOS and NMOS transistors, and DC analysis is performed with only save DC operating point. That is, the option is there, and they are verified to operate in saturation region only. It is very, very important. Okay. Then the DC operating point and the node voltages for drain, gate, body and source terminals are noted down. So after DC analysis in the analog environment window, select a results, print DC operating point and select NMOS or PMOS. This gives the values of all the small signal parameters of your NMOS and PMOS. Which are the small signal parameters? GM, GDS, self gain are noted down. Then perform the AC analysis with V sine voltage source at input, DC as 590 millivolts and AC as 1 magnitude. Then perform AC analysis with the frequency range from 1 to 10 gigahertz and view the plot in dB20 scale by selecting the graph, right click and dependent modifier dB20. So then select outputs to be plotted, select output voltage wire for Vout in schematic to get the y-axis and observe the plot for gain and note down the 3 dB frequency and the unity gain of frequency. Okay. So this is about the potential distribution method, PDM method. Okay. Now how we can go for analytical method. So the same thing. First draw the schematic circuit diagram on that cadence window with the length of NMOS and PMOS are 500 nanometer, that is 2 to 3 times of L minimum, that is 180 nanometer, and width as 2 micrometer initially. Select VDC voltage with DC voltage as 1.2 volts for the VDD. The value at the input of gate terminal of the NMOS and PMOS are calculated using the general equations for differential amplifier, and transistors are mentioned in the design. Select a VDC voltage with the DC voltage as 1.8 volts for the VDD to find the value of W and substitute in the main circuit. Use the general equations and follow the steps as followed for differential amplifier using PDM method and obtain the DC operating points and small signal parameters and node voltages by DC analysis. Then perform AC analysis and observe the plot for gain and note down the 3 dB frequency and unity gain frequency. The only difference will be in the value of the gate input, intermediate node voltages and W values designed and calculated. So then to verify the slew rate, the negative terminal of differential amplifier is shorted to the output line, that is gate of M2 transistor is shorted to Vout line, and a V-pulse signal, that is a step input, is applied at gate transistor M1 with V1 as 0 volts and V2 as 0.9 volts. So then a transient analysis is performed with outputs to be plotted. Select output voltage wire for Vout in schematic and input wire for M1 in the plot for Vout versus time axis. Calculate the slope, which gives the slew rate required to be verified. Okay. So this is the procedure and all the calculations, how to do calculations for your gain bandwidth, how to calculate the current ID, all the formulas and required documents I've already shared. Okay, and what are all the results you have to observe, that video I'll be attaching to this step by step, how to conduct this experiment step by step. After this the video will be available. Okay. So at the end you have to write the inference. Okay, inference on your own words. Okay, thank you.
So VDC is 590 according to that, W by L 9.4 micro and L is 500 nano. So these are the design W by L 2.28, 500 nano, 2.28 and 500 nano. So VDC is 1.8 volts. So let's run ADL. I've already saved the states. So let's run first DC analysis. So I'll get what width. So from this I'll get which width to choose. So initially I chose it as 2 micro. P1S is the node where the current is flowing. So this is DC analysis. Component parameters P1. I'm selecting the component as MOSFET P1. If I select that, it gets activated. It gets selected. One second. Okay. So that is, then I'll start and stop till 400 nano to 550 micro, and then I'll start it. So I'll select the output to be selected as PM1. That is the node where I'll select it. I want only PM1. Oops. I'll PM1 is, that's all needed. So I'll delete everything. VDD, these are not required. So I'll run only DC analysis with PM1. So this is what I'll get. So 5.25 microamperes I'm getting from this design at PM1. So a different width, different microamperes, different current I'll get. So from this you should design the W by L ratios. So then let's go to AC analysis. So to be plotted, I'll select V out as the parameter. So let's run AC analysis. I'll deselect this PM1. So I should have deselected it, but so let's run it again. So this is at different frequencies. I'll get the V out and I'll plot the dB20 plot of this. So I'll select dB20, select the wave, go to the wave, select wave, and then run it with dB20. So I'll get that. In dB20 I'll get. So this is the gain. I'll get 44.467 dB after running AC analysis. So it basically gives me the gain V out by V in. So that is 3 dB frequency I'm selecting. So minus that 3 dB, the 16.0931 kilohertz, and this is 0 dB frequency. I'll just select 0 dB. 2.669 megahertz is the 0 dB frequency of this current mirror. 16.08 is 3 dB and 0 dB is 2.669. So let's run transient now. So for AC, I'll sweep it from 1 to 10 giga. I didn't show that. Logarithmic and 10 points per decade. I'll apply it and run it for AC. Okay, then let's go for transient analysis. 10 milli is the stop time, so I'll select OK. To be plotted, select on schematic. I'll choose both V input and V input 1 and V input 2 and V out. So V input 1 is just 10 millivolts, but let's see V out. We can see how much is V out now, since it should have a higher gain. So you can see the difference there. See the voltage swing. Since that is only 10 millivolts, but output is higher. Output has higher voltage. So this is differential amplifier.